Hear it, people. On the 19th of February in 1985, over 17 million people tuned into BBC One at 7 o'clock to watch Den Watts, Arthur Fowler and Ali Osman kick down the door of Albert Square resident Reg Cox and introduce us to the world of Wolford. Shall we go back to that moment? Have a listen. Oh, hearing Arthur there. Arthur's voice. Amazing. 35 years on, the soap is serving up an unmissable week of anniversary episodes which will go down in EastEnders history. We're so excited to welcome a studio full of stars from EastEnders to tell us all about it. Kelly Bright, Natalie Cassidy, Max Bowden, Diane Parrish, Tony Gray, welcome to the show. Yay! So exciting to have you all here. The listeners have gone crackers for this at the moment. Where do we even begin? Do you actually, I've just realised I was talking there with Diane, that we were talking about that first scene, and I was just saying to the gang in here, do you remember that? I'm thinking, actually, Tony, were you even alive?
I wasn't alive.
You weren't alive. Of course, you don't remember.
I remember.
You remember. Do you watch that first episode?
Yes, it was huge. It was huge. In our house, EastEnders was the thing. We all sat down to watch it as a family.
Yeah.
And, week after week, those early... there wasn't much on the telly, was there?
No.
Then?
We had, how many channels did we have there? Did we have 3 channels then, or 4 channels?
Yeah, no, I don't think 4 existed.
Yeah.
I'm going to put my hand
Exactly.
up. I don't think it existed.
I'm going with you on that. You said that with some conviction. And look at it now. We're just playing back some of the clips over the years. You get quite emotional about it. I mean, I guess... amongst this gang, Natalie, you are the veteran.
Yes,
sort of going back now. Do you remember your first ever scene that you had to play out?
Yeah, my first ever scene, my most memorable first scene, because obviously I was only 10, was walking into the Vic and Phil and Grant were there, and I said to Grant, "And a whiskey chaser, seeing as it's Christmas."
That's an amazing first line coming from a 10-year-old.
Yeah, I know. She was trouble then.
I wonder now, when you're on the set there, is it just Adam who's been there since the beginning? Adam Woodyard, Letitia Dean as well.
Tish.
Yeah. I mean, I like the idea that they swan around. They have bigger dressing rooms and they're like royalty.
They are our royalty.
They are.
They don't have bigger rooms, unfortunately. They should have, but they don't.
I know. The things they've seen, the things that have happened to them. So let's sort of start. Where should we even begin? Kelly, let's talk to you about Linda at the moment.
Oh dear.
We've been watching. It's just been so gripping though. We've been watching her slow descent into alcoholism. It's been so moving and pretty harrowing. In fact, we've had a lovely message in from Juliet in Birmingham who says, "As a child, I loved watching Kelly in Teabag and The Upper Hand. So I was delighted when she joined EastEnders. As an old friend, I'd like to tell her to treat her husband Mick a bit better. Thank you for EastEnders and for being part of my life for 35 years. So, Linda, this is harrowing stuff that you're playing out.
It is harrowing stuff. I mean, I love the story. It was it's a real gift and a real opportunity to do something different. I've played Linda for 6.5 years now, and now I'm sort of exploring this other side to her that I didn't even know was there.
Yes. Well, that's the thing. You don't know where your characters are going, do you?
So I have really... It's been challenging. I'm not going to lie. I found it's probably the hardest thing I've had to do since I've been on the show. But I have loved it, and I've loved what it's... I know that this is really controversial, but I've sort of loved what it's done to Linda and Mick's relationship. I think it's the drama, isn't it? We need the drama.
The drama is... and also you're just thinking every day, you think she's going to get help now, it's all going to go... And then it just gets worse and worse. And the moment with the lady from the social services the other day, I was like, Linda, what are you doing? It's shouting at your telly kind of
stuff.
stuff.
How about the bit with the oven when she fell asleep?
With the oven and I thought that's it.
It was amazing, that episode. You're amazing.
But this is amazing. The other thing we have to remember about when you're doing this is, you know, how far in advance do you get your scripts, guys?
Couple of weeks. It's all good at the moment.
It's been very, very good, isn't it?
It's amazing. It's about 2 weeks before, but you've got to remember we're working on that
all the time.
It's
8 weeks
continuous.
Yeah, so that's your brain. You've got to remember those things. And how many times do you get a shot at the scenes that you're doing?
Oh,
God, that varies as well.
On average, twice.
I would
three
say.
times.
I would say.
Right,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Unless
3
it's
if you're
really,
lucky.
unless you're really, it's so good. Let's talk, Max and Tony, should we talk about Callum and Ben? This love story. Callum, seriously, people. This unfolding love story between the two of them. You know, you've got Ben. It's no wonder he's a bit wonky in the head. I mean, is it? I mean, Phil is his dad. He's never had the love. He's been through a lot.
Yes.
You want him to be a goodie, but we love him being a baddie.
It's a conflict of interest, isn't it?
Oh, Max, is he so much fun to play?
Yes, he's a joy. He's so layered and he's so affected by everything that there's so much to him. I think I've never had a character who's so dimensional. And I think that's what the audience draw to is there's a bit of everything in Ben. You can kind of see something that you can see in everyone, but just very heightened.
Yes, there's certain
He
characteristics.
feels everything, which is a joy.
He does, and I mean, the next week is going to be so tough. You know, Tony, there he is, lovely Callum. We've all fallen in love with the two of them, fallen in love, and now Keanu's back, and I hope I'm not spoiling anything for anyone. Keep up, people. Can you keep up? Is he going to make it? I mean, you know, when you're getting your scripts and you're reading through the scenes, are you always a little bit scared?
Yeah, you do. You
that
sort
you're
of
going to
read
meet a
it and
sticky
you go,
end.
oh, okay, you go, I get kidnapped in a warehouse. You go, this is going one way, isn't it? Better contact the family, tell them, look, hold off on any plans.
It's so true. The thing is that we could probably only take that conversation to that point, aren't we?
Yeah.
I realise that I can watch ahead on some of the episodes on BBC Preview sometimes, which is quite good. I've got to go to bed early. And then I realised I can't, because otherwise I'll give stuff away and I will be in so much trouble. We're going to talk more about what's going to be happening on that boat next week, although you can't give much away, with our EastEnders cast after Erasure on Radio 2. Can I just say, to be sat amongst the cast of EastEnders, I'm waiting for them to give something away. It's great. I'm just like, massive ears are wagging. You don't have to be sorry. You don't have to be sorry. You never have to be sorry. So in the studio this morning, we have Kelly Bright, we have Natalie Cassidy, we have Max Bowden, Diane Parrish and Tony Clay. We're catching up about EastEnders at the moment, trying to figure out who is on the boat party next week. There's an incredible photograph of, I mean, it looks like something out of The Sopranos. It's so good, of the whole cast, everyone dripping wet, and you're looking through it going, who's missing? Is this a clue? Would they do that to us? Let's talk a bit about Denise at the moment. Diane, she's going through it a lot. Can I just say, Rudolph Walker, by the way, on Strictly at Christmas.
I know.
How amazing was he? What a mover.
Smooth.
He plays your dad, your dear dad. Yeah. How are things going with Denise and Jack? I like those two.
Do you like
together.
us?
Yeah. Have
I
they got
like
a future, do you know?
Well, I think there is a future. It's steady with them, because I think what they are is they've been there, done it. They've done all the romance and all the drama, and they're that sort of settled couple that, you know, I'm 50, Denise is 50, Jack's getting there, and they've just decided to just, you know, pool their resources as a couple and be together, and they do love each other, and of course they have, you know, sort of, you know, intimate time, but they're just one of those couples, you know, those couples that they just enjoy each other. They like the same music, they like the same things, and they just work, and somehow weirdly they click.
And I reckon there's a lot of people listening right now who are thinking, yeah, that's just like me. Yeah. It's so, and I think that's the beauty of EastEnders. I heard Sarah Phelps, the writer, she's just done The Pale Horse, and she obviously wrote EastEnders. And she was talking on a Radio 4 programme the other day about how, you know, EastEnders is people's theatre. You know, you come home from a really hard day, you want to switch off, and you sit down and you follow these people who become like your family, extended family. See them go through the dramas that we all go through, like, you know, your boyfriend being kidnapped, someone you thought was dead. It's just so wonderful like that. Is that a joy to be part of, Kelly? To, you know, into people's homes like that?
It is. When it becomes evident is when people approach you in the street and they come up to you and they start chatting to you like they know you. I always seem to bump into people when I'm walking my dog very early in the morning, not looking my best, but people are always so lovely about it. But they really are involved with your story, and want to. Oh, you really are? You going to be all right? Like it's Are you? I'm a little bit worried. Oh, but you know. I mean, I suppose for me, it's always been a very positive experience. Yeah. But I do see what the power of the show is. You know, I can see how that how it reaches people.
Well, also, I think storylines that do affect people at home. There's some really moving storylines. There's some heartbreaking ones as well. People being ill. I must say, well done to Gillian. Gillian, who plays Jean, 700th episode. Her story. Oh, she's just so wonderful.
She's phenomenal.
And her and Daniel. That's
I cried watching that. I cried watching that.
Stop. I know.
Really
that
moment
with all the.
Where he realises he may be dying, but he's bickery. And if you're not watching EastEnders, if this is not making you want to watch it, well, you need help. And Natalie, let's talk a bit about Sonia. I mean, seriously, why is she not watching out for Wit? He's hiding in the loft, for God's sake, Leo.
It's brilliant, isn't it? The place that she feels safest, and he's up there. It's like a horror film at the moment, isn't it?
It really is, and his eye through the ceiling, and he's watching.
I hadn't read it, so I didn't expect that at all. I was really shocked.
Yeah.
I love
He's fantastic, Tom, can I just say? What a lovely addition to the cast. He's been brilliant.
He's just sweet. That's the thing. I guess there is the worry that if you play a really sort of dodgy character, people are like, this is just just acting. I am not really like that. He's doing brilliantly as well. And what's going to happen with Martin? I mean, there's just so much going on. Can you tell
I love Sonia and Martin, just saying.
Sonia and Martin, yes, please. Can that?
Well,
but then what about Stace, you know?
I know.
It's a
She's
nightmare.
not there at the moment.
She's not. I wonder how long she'll be gone for. More with the EastEnders stars after Becky Hill and Shifky. I'm loving the conversations that are going on in the studio when the records are on. We're talking about hairlines, we're talking about swimming in snow. I mean, we're talking about swimming in water outside. Hi, so unfortunately, this will be what the kids are saying at school this morning. Sorry, I'm late, Mum. I was listening to the EastEnders cast on Radio 2 and I couldn't leave the house. That's from Catherine.
Yeah.
Good girl.
Get to school.
10 points.
More to come. But first of all, it's the travel with Richie. He's a massive fan, by the way.
I'm so starstruck right now. I'm going to try and hold it together.
Thank you very much, Richie Anderson. My 8-year-old Rosie is a massive Ballum fan. She loves them. She's slightly obsessed, like me, says Hannah. She sat here listening. She would love a Max and Tony shout out. Rosie.
To Rosie. Hello, Rosie.
Hello, Rosie. Thanks for watching the show. Sending you loads of love.
Absolute star. Loads of love.
That is it. She's a superstar legend at school today. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Alan and Mel. More from the stars of EastEnders. We have Kelly Bright with us. We've got Natalie Cassidy, Max Bowden, Diane Parrish and Tony Clare. Are you having a lovely time?
Lovely time.
There's so many questions coming in from the listeners. 88-291. We'll be back in a moment after the headlines with Tina on 2. Thank you very much, Tina. Do you know what? Never mind Harry Styles being on the show tomorrow. I just mentioned that Justin Timberlake might be coming to see us, and this lot have gone absolutely crackers. Justin Timberlake,
yeah, I'm
seriously.
huge
yeah,
fan.
Max.
Saw him in Paris. He was amazing.
You might have to come back and see him, or just stay with us. More chat with the stars of EastEnders after Paul Simon. You can call me Al. It's 8:31. You're listening to Radio 2. And we're back in the room as EastEnders is celebrating its 35th anniversary. Can you believe it? There is a week of great programmes celebrating. Next week, there's going to be the big boat party. There's quite a lot of the cast are going to be on this boat. Danny Dyer has come out and said that the anniversary episodes next week... it's not another one. Are some of the best ever filmed. Would you agree?
Yes.
You're in trouble now, Kelly.
I'm not.
How was it to film these scenes? Anyone who was involved in the boat? Does everybody get wet?
Oh, God.
I love it. Can I just say that Kelly is passing that to Diane's answer?
That I could use. One of them could be traumatic. I'm not great with water.
Oh, dear.
I'm not great with deep water.
Yeah.
But water that is black, that you cannot see the bottom of, terrifies me. And so we went out there in the midst of the night, and I just thought, what am I doing out here in London, in the Thames?
So you actually shot these scenes in the Thames? It wasn't in a water tank or
No, we did
anything?
some water tank. I didn't mind that. There was chlorine and all that sort of thing.
Okay, but that's more pleasurable.
This was the Thames, and I thought, this is terrifying. What am I doing here? It all became very surreal at sort of 12 o'clock at night, 1 o'clock in the morning, and I have to confess to a slight sort of meltdown.
Did you have a meltdown?
Bit of a meltdown.
All right.
It was all right. I got sympathy and tea. Jake Wood, a shout out to Jake Wood. He was brilliant. He really, really, really looked after me. He kept shaking the UK die because I didn't realise. You can just realise your phobia in a moment, and that was that moment that I realised I don't like.
So when we watch these scenes, we'll be paying
Terrified for real.
to your face. Big shout out to lovely Jake. I love Jake, of course, did Strictly. Kelly did Strictly.
I haven't.
So, Natalie, you haven't done Strictly yet, have you? Yeah, you've done it. Oh, you've done Strictly as well. Of course you have. So the three of you over there.
Non-Strictly.
Oh, no, not
Tony.
me. Two left there.
You say that now. You say that now. You haven't seen what they got planned for you in the script.
Yeah, could be.
It's
my new story.
Hi, so please can you say hi to Max from his second mum? Love hearing him on the radio. So proud of what he's doing in EastEnders. Love Mama T.
It's my best mate's mum.
No, that is
Hello,
lovely.
love you.
Hi, so question to all the EastEnders cast: what has been your most favourite scene to film? Dan in Romford. Natalie,
Favourite scene to film would probably be giving birth on the sofa.
She was brilliant.
Yes,
I will never forget that. Yeah,
so
you were brilliant, so young and so
I'll play
brilliant.
my trumpet, obviously.
Oh, I'm sad that you've not brought Sonia's trumpet with you today.
I'm so
actually,
sorry. Next time.
When you did the giving birth scenes, you hadn't given birth in
No, I
real
was
life
only
at that
15.
point? Yeah, of course you were. Yes.
That's okay.
Well, sometimes the stories blur. Yes. You have to remind me of these things. Thank you very much. Favourite scenes for you, Tony?
Favourite scenes for me. I mean, when I first came on, jumping out the back of a van and shooting Danny Dyer, I was like, well, this is something I can always have. I can always say. That's one way to welcome myself.
That is an entrance.
It was,
isn't it?
it was some entrance. Like, but
what was your first line?
My first line, I can't remember. Probably something ridiculous at the time. I can't remember. I had a
Where's
tampon
my
hanging out
woolly
my
hat?
nose. It was very different. It was all going on. Yeah.
Max, do you remember your first line as Ben?
Hello, Dad.
That
was it.
I'm fascinated with their relationship. It's so good. That the scenes when everyone was leaving to go to Spain, I think it was with the gang, and he sort of finally told Ben that Phil finally told Ben that he does love him and he is proud of him.
Yeah,
that was the moment. Not for long, obviously. It's all falling down around
it's up
him.
and down like a yo-yo, isn't it? Their relationship. No, I think it's a very, very interesting dynamic between them, and the power shift in their relationship is what makes it so fun.
Yeah.
Steve is a master of his craft and a joy to work with every day, and you learn from him. I mean, everybody here will say you work on a scene with Steve McFadden, and every time you do it, you learn something new.
Yeah.
And it's a gift. Really.
Sometimes it's what Phil doesn't say. That's sometimes he
But that's
gets
what's
me.
terrifying.
Yeah.
That scene at Christmas though as well with him and Sharon, where you can just see him breaking down,
My
seeing that
favourite scene I've
vulnerability
seen,
was
really.
just so like.
So you get to see and that's what you want from your villains, isn't it? You want to love them. You want to love them, and then get really cross with them when they do something brutal. Morning So, the 19th of February 1985 was my 15th birthday. So I watched the first episode on my birthday. I've been watching ever since. Of course, if EastEnders are celebrating 35 years next week, that makes me 50 on Wednesday.
Happy 50.
Bobby, you're happy 50.
Welcome to the 50 Club.
I know. It's a good club, isn't it?
great
I'm
club.
joining it this year as well. 1970s,
I'm halfway there.
baby. Oh, stop, Max. Favourite character of Bobby's has to be Wixie, played by Nick Berry. I mean, you've seen them come and go over the years, haven't you? Have you? Is it good to go and come back?
I think when you go, I mean, I was, 22. I've been there for 12 years, and I wanted to go and see the world, and I had a lovely time. But when you go back, for me personally, I went back, and it's the best place to work for me in the world. It's filled with beautiful people, lovely people. There are no egos. Yeah. And we just have a really good time together.
You clearly do.
So for me, I just,
lovely.
when people say, I want to go off, and you think, yeah, you've got to do that, and that's really good. But, it is a lovely place to work.
It's one of those things, isn't it? When you leave, you want to be leaving in a black cab. You don't want to be leaving in a box or in a river or whatever it might be. With the sad music over the top. I love that. I want to play that now, Tony. I want to play that.
Really sad, do it.
Let's play some Celeste. Stop This Flame. It's 8:42. We all love Celeste.
Sure.
It's a fact. It is a tune. So welcome to the show. If you've just tuned in, where have you been? We have the stars of EastEnders with us. We have Kelly Bright, Natalie Cassidy, Max Bowden, Diane Parrish and Tony Clay with us. We're having a lovely time with you guys. Never leave. Although Julie Sykes has been on, production manager.
Go on, Julie.
Tell the cast to get back to work. Tight shit, honestly. Getting behind. Sarah in Wanstead. Bradford says, is anyone thinking about bringing out a single like any of the old cast? Is there music in any of it? No, that's a definite no from
I would
Kelly.
love to do a Christmas
Oh,
song. No, I'm
yes.
joking.
Tony,
Can we get that in writing?
Yeah, come on.
I think it'd be lovely for us all to do a charity one.
Yes.
That'd be brilliant.
That's really
Yeah.
fun. Like a
Oh, I love
cheesy
it when-
What about a rap now? You can rap.
Nice. You can rap. Oh,
Yes, you
goodness
can.
me. Do your rap.
Do it now.
Do it now, just a bit.
No.
Okay, not now. We'll make you do it when we're playing a record. Yeah. And we'll secretly tape it and play it out to all of you. All the things we're learning. Ballum could do like a duet. That'd be good.
yeah.
Like, we are actors, serious actors though. Paul Dolan says, loving the chat. Can we mention, is it Blue Landau who plays Denny Mitchell?
Yeah.
He's giving great performances that are way beyond his age. The scenes with Denny, Sharon and Shirley are captivating.
Cracking.
Lovely boy.
Incredible.
Cracking.
Also, some applause for Keanu's beard at the moment. Which I'm loving. When you have to do snogging scenes, I mean, obviously it's on at a certain time, so it's never going to get. What do you do? Do you have chewing gum beforehand?
Garlic.
Do you what?
Listerine.
Loads of onions. He has an extra strong mint in his pocket and he gives me
Who
half.
does, Danny?
That's so sweet.
Usually.
What's you trying to say, Kel?
Probably that I sting. No, we share a mint.
Yeah.
Sometimes. It's only if I've had coffee. I just think coffee breath's
No,
not
you
very
don't
nice,
want
is it?
coffee, no.
Or tea breath. Yeah, you don't want that.
Teach breath.
How often do you corpse? I mean, not as in die, because characters die all the time, but as in losing it, laughing.
It depends who you work with.
Okay, so who are the worst
I
corpses then?
can't work with Letitia Dean.
Yes. She's so naughty.
Yeah,
Shame,
she's a
yeah.
twinkle in her eye. And she's so
naughty.
good and she's so naughty. She only has to look at me and I can't do it.
Yes,
So do you have to ask for no scenes with Tish?
No, of course not.
No.
But it's hard work.
It is,
She's so
yeah.
funny.
You have to sort of
She's so dry. She's
She is
so
very
hilarious.
funny.
I did the Strictly tour with her and the tales. We did
she
laugh
has
a
got
lot.
some stories.
Oh my goodness me.
She really has.
Most of them I can't air, sadly.
No.
But we'll always have those stories, Tish. And Kelly, who's hardest for you to work with for corpsing?
I'm just terrible, full stop. And I have to say, Danny and I end up in fits of giggles affair. Yeah, I would say a few times a day. It's usually he's quite good at holding it together. That's the annoying thing.
Oh, yeah,
is that he'll
they're
just
the
give me
worst.
the
Yeah.
look, and he'll get me, and then I've completely lost it, and so it just looks like I'm completely unprofessional. And,
So where do you ever watch the show yourselves, or is it because I'm thinking
yes.
next week, these shows next week, I mean it's on tonight and it's on tomorrow night as well. It's all the build up to the boat party, and what's going to happen to Callum and what's going to happen to Whit. There's so much going on. Will you watch it? Is it everything that you sit down and watch it, maybe with cast a crew or with your family?
Yeah.
I think definitely next week. Next week's a massive feat, and everybody's worked so hard on them that I think we all kind of want to see the creation that we've done, and
all the crew works.
Yeah,
so
there's
hard.
a lot of
the
it-
crew what they did.
It was
for
a
that.
6-week shoot,
Yeah.
while we're
Goodness
still
me.
continuing with our normal schedule as well. So they really went
They
above
did.
and beyond, I have to say.
I have to say that my better half is a cameraman.
Go on.
And he was on the boat and I wasn't, so I'd say, oh, how's it been? All right. And I was winding him up saying, it was a bit chilly tonight, wasn't it? Cooking at dinner.
little tongue.
Also, it's like it's the stuff that like you might not have been a part of a lot of it as well. So it's good to. It'd be so lovely to be able to watch all the stuff that
yeah.
But you're not
haven't been in, and do you know what I mean? And so
Yeah.
and I think it's a real joy. To watch that,
You should be, all of you should be so very, very proud. I can't wait to see how we get home now. You just want to watch the whole lot, but don't say anything to anyone. Also, the relief when it's all out and you can all,
we can talk about
when
it,
you can
yeah.
talk about it a little bit. Thanks, guys. It's King, Love and Pride, 8:50. Love and Pride. Myself and Diane having a little bit of a moment to that one. The youngsters amongst us, I'm not so sure. Diane, my darling.
Hello, my
You need to do a
darling.
very special shout out.
I'm going to give a little shout out to my big bro, Don. It's his birthday today, and he's a super special brother, always looks after me, and love him so.
Happy birthday, Dawn. Happy birthday, Dawn. If you've just tuned in, we have Kelly Bright, Natalie Cassidy, Max Bowden, and Diane Parrish and Tony Clay with us. We've been celebrating the fact that EastEnders celebrates 35 years. Can you believe it? Hi, all. It says Winnie near Rotterdam in the Netherlands. Wonderful to hear the EastEnders cast and the clips from way back in the early 80s. After a few years, after I finished high school, I concluded that my English was lacking, so I turned to the BBC. World Service on the radio, CBBC on the telly, and of course EastEnders. I've watched watched for years and years. I was absolutely hooked. My favourite, Dot Cotton. Have a nice one. Oh,
June.
how is she? How is June?
She's really, really good.
Glorious.
She's just
as
glorious,
always.
isn't she? I know.
Full of
She's
energy.
an example to all of us. Honestly, she's doing EastEnders, and then I see she's doing a play somewhere. And she's
incredible.
It's amazing.
She's got
amazing.
great
Amazing.
energy, hasn't she? So, how emotional do you feel about some of the storylines that are happening at the moment? About sort of looking forward to next week and stuff. I mean, it's difficult for you guys, isn't it? Because I guess you've done all this, and you're probably on
And
to all
also,
the
we
next
can't
stuff.
say much to you.
You can't, can you? I know. I'm getting to the area now where I can't really ask you any more questions because otherwise I might give it
Do you know
away.
what it is? I think what's really unique about all of us is that we're all really supportive and proud of each other's work.
Yes.
And it is an ensemble in that respect. It is, we hand over to each other and pass the baton on because it's not every one person all the time. It's always moving around and shifting. But I think as a team, we are really just proud of each other.
Yeah.
Cast and crew, by the way. You know.
Yeah, should we
Yeah.
get a big shout out to all
Big
the
shout
crew,
to the crew.
technical crew, costume, makeup.
We've got the most amazing crew in the world.
Huge team building the sets,
Production,
the whole
right,
thing.
yeah.
It's one of the most fast-paced, hard-working things. I've done it for 2 years now, and just to see how quick and how fast things work, for everyone that works on the
We're
soap
like
as well.
making
It's
films
so
every week. Yeah.
It's essentially you are, aren't you? And it's just
phenomenal.
It's amazing.
what
It
you
is
do
amazing.
in that time scale as well.
It's the people that make a cup of tea in the morning that are in an hour before us and they leave an hour after us. It's
Okay,
those people.
well said. We have a crew pick your own playlist coming up on the show. EastEnders crew have picked some tunes for us. Can I wish you all the best? Happy 35th not wedding anniversary. There's been a few weddings though. There's been a few. I'm just losing my mind. It's been so wonderful to you. It's on tonight, 7:30 EastEnders on BBC One. Tomorrow at 8 o'clock, and then the anniversary episode starting on Monday at 8 o'clock. I hope you all survive, those of you who are on the boat. If Callum goes, I'm never watching again. I hope somehow something is still in the warehouse. I could still be there now. Thank you so much to Kelly Bright, Natalie Castine, Max Bowden, Diane Parrish, Tony Gray.
Thank you, Zoe.
Thank you, Zoe. Having you. Love to all the gang.
Thank you.
We love it. Here's our very own drama queen, Richie Anderson.
I did get a B in GCSE dramas.
Oh,
We'll
could be
start-
making an appearance in the laundrette.